Wow. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, good morning. It is a wonderful morning. It's what, 8:06 here in Bangkok, and the weather's fantastic. And so actually let me see here, what was I looking at before? The Thai baht, $1, as of 8:06 is 32.1186 according to XE. You're never going to get that though. Good morning, Alan the Scott. That's the problem. You never get the published. You almost never get exactly the published rate. You always get a little bit less. Good morning, Bernard. Good morning, everybody. Happy New Year to all. Is this the first New Year? Is this the first New Year stream or no? Not the first New Year stream. Let's see here. I don't even know what I've been doing. Been busy though. Big business. Lots of things to deal with. Let me see here. Nah. Oh yeah, actually it is. This is the first stream of the new year. Fantastic. Wow. So happy New Year, everybody. As you can see, I've reset my donation goals, my contribution goals. Excuse me. It's now at $1 million because, you know, if I can't raise $1 million, what am I doing here? I mean, you know, come on. Guys, I see these guys talking about who knows what, and they're making thousands and thousands and thousands. I thought, wow, I might as well set it at $1 million because guess what? I might just get it. And, you know, I know it might piss some people off, but like it really matters. No, it doesn't. It doesn't matter. It just doesn't matter. Because, first of all, the weather is great here. It's my little segue. It's currently 77 degrees. But it is going to get into the 80s later on today. You know, it starts to get a little bit warm. But right now, it's 77. It's overcast, and it's very nice. I really like the weather. When it's nice and cool, you can wear a jacket. You can wear a long-sleeve shirt. And, you know, you're not sweating your tail off. Wow, it is scheduled to get really hot next week into the 90s. 94 degrees next week. Humidity 66%. 10% chance of rain. No wind right now. And it's 77 and feels like 77. Visibility is only 4 miles, which is a bit low here. The high today will be 85. All right, so enough about the weather. Let's see here. I know it's a little early for people, 8 o'clock, but, you know, I go to the gym. I try to go in the morning, but if I go to the, you know, if I stream at 9 o'clock and I'm done at, say, 11 or 12 if I'm out, which I'm not going to go anywhere, probably, I may go one place before I go to Vietnam next week. Is it next week? Well, actually, it's next Monday. I'll probably go one place. But if I stay at home, I get done, you know, and by the time I get out the door, it's noon. You know, it's just too late, man. By the time I'm done working out, it's 2 o'clock. By the time I get home, it's 3 o'clock. And I'm up at 4 o'clock in the morning. So my day is pretty much over. And I don't like that. I prefer get it done early in the morning. You know, if I'm out the door at, say, 11 o'clock, I'm done by 1. There's nobody in the gym. I'm done by, say, 12:30, 1 o'clock. And it gives me at least 4 or 5 hours before I start getting tired. Last night, I mean, I don't know what the deal was, but, you know, I did my exercise for the day. Did what I had to do. Had a little bit of business to tend to, as I do today. But I came home Fortunately, the wife had already made some food for the kids. It was in the refrigerator. They just basically take it out, throw it in the microwave. It's done. And for some reason, I was doing something, and I just thought, I need to lie down for a few minutes and just take a little rest. I haven't taken a break. And I lied down at about 7 o'clock, and the next thing I know, it's 4 o'clock in the morning. I'm like, what's going on? I had a good sleep last night. So I actually feel pretty good. I wanted to talk about a few things. First of all, imagine if you never went on the internet. You didn't go on. And you really didn't watch the news. Imagine there would be a lot less triggered people. Thank you very much, Richard Cook. I appreciate it. You have contributed towards the $1 million that I'm trying to raise. I say that facetiously, sarcastically. Okay, so not that it really matters. Because you know what? So what if I was trying to raise $1 million? Whether it's raise it by some other method, what does it really matter? I don't know. I just don't get it. I don't get why people are so, they're so irritated by it. Oh, shit, I screwed up. I wanted to get his thing here where he could see the little guy dance. I think I have it set up right. So I want to concentrate on the positives, and basically, there's a lot of people who tell me all the time, they're always telling, oh yeah, I'm coming out there, I'm coming out there, and out of all the people that have told me that they're going to move here or come here, now after 6 years, there's been quite a few that have come here, they've moved here, but out of all the people, wow, I don't know who that was. Let's see here. Now, out of all the people, let me see this. Oh, okay. Thank you, Michael. I think that's what it says. I was busy doing the little thing here, and I didn't really see. But thank you very much. Appreciate it. Michael Raj Paul. Okay. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Now, I'm going to enter all this stuff. But that one went up already. Let me give Richard his dance. Because, the little guy has to dance. There we go. There we go, baby. Let's see here. Michael Raj Paul, 279. Let's do this again here. I got to enter it. I got to keep track of all this stuff. Anyway, let me get back to where I was. I want to try to stay focused today. Something that I haven't done good enough. Well, the thing is that I have very few people start shit with me in my personal life. It's not because I'm some badass or because, I'm so tough or because, it's because I refuse to be in the middle of it. In my real life, I refuse to be in the middle of it. I view YouTube as I told somebody the other day, I don't remember who it was, maybe it was Longhorns, who may or may not be here. He may be asleep. My chair is broken, by the way, and now it's starting to really make a lot of noise. I don't like it. And the place I bought it from, conveniently enough, they've either changed locations or they're out of business. I don't know where they are. So yeah, I don't have a lot of people who start any problems with me. I've never really had a problem with anybody who walked up to me and said, "Hey man, you're a real asshole." I've never had that. And if they said that, I would be like, okay, whatever. So what? So you think I'm an asshole? Okay, what am I going to do? I can't change the way you feel. I mean, maybe I could, but I'm not going to make an effort to change it. How How is that how did I get a, what? No. How, 50, that would have meant, how is that right? I must have put that in wrong. Yeah, I think I put that in wrong. I put that as Richard Cook as 90-something dollars instead of bought. That's all. No big deal. But yeah, I've never had anybody. One guy came up to me, and he actually was an Italian guy, very nice guy. And he came up to me and he said, you know, I had a disagreement with you on your channel. And we went back and forth a little bit. He goes, but, you know, not a big deal. Hey, man, I really appreciate, you know, what you're doing. And, you know, it's interesting to see that you're interested in Muay Thai and boxing and you know, UFC and everything. And I saw him around for quite some time. I mean, every once in a while I'd see him. And we just said hello. It was very cordial, you know. So, you know, it's, hey, how you doing? Soy Ari. Actually, I got a buddy who lives there. And yeah, it's a pretty good neighborhood. I mean, you know, there's a lot of higher-end shops. Not a lot, but there's a few higher-end shops down there. You know, nice places. You know, there's like some decent restaurants. And, you know, there's plenty of Starbucks and Fuji and all that kind of stuff. But my buddy lives there. Actually, Chuck, the guy who we are now in talks about Africa. So I don't believe I'll be going to the Congo on this trip, but we're going to go somewhere. And I would like to go to West Africa instead of East or South Africa. But anyway, yeah, I've never had anybody start any shit. And I mean, you know, if they got really nasty, I'd either walk away, or, you know, it depends on what you got to do. You know, you got to do what you got to do. You got to protect yourself physically. But, you know, other than that, you know, all you got to do is walk away, go somewhere else. Yeah, that's it, you know. Most of the people who have walked up to me and said hello, and it's happening more and more now, tend to be very nice people. They come up, shake my hand, or say hello, or whatever, and, you know, hey, how you doing? Sometimes I talk to them for a few minutes. Sometimes it's, you know, love the channel, man. Hey, I got to go. All right, bye. All right, you know, whatever. But, you know, that brings me to the whole gist of this conversation, which is, you know, you could choose to be an asshole and have everybody hate you, or you can choose to be a decent person and live the way you want. And when you live the way you want, generally, I think you're happier, as long as you're making decent choices. You're happier than when you're living in a manner that you hate. Went to the gym at 2:45, got offered a BJ at 4 on my walk back from the gym. You said no. Are you sure you said no? And why did you say no? Because you didn't want to be a monger? Is that what it is? Well, gosh, I really applaud you. Oh, my God. A blowjob here in Thailand? You need to choose the life you want to live, Longhorns. If that's the kind of life you want to live, I don't know, man. I'm going to change my image of you. You're going to have to go back to that place. What was that place you were staying at, that hotel that doesn't allow hookers? They're very strict about it. I forget the name of it. He was staying at this hotel that was like strictly no bar girls allowed, no partying allowed, nothing allowed. Which, you know, whatever, good for them if that's what they want to run their place, and it's been around for a long time. So, you know, there are people who don't want to be around them. I happen to be one of them. You know, I just don't want to hear all the bullshit. You know, some places, my buddy was telling me he stayed at a place in Bangkok. I don't remember where it was. This is a long time ago. Yeah, the Atlanta. He stayed at this place, and he was trying to get some sleep, and he really needed his sleep. And in the middle of the night, he hears a door open, and then he hears this, just like things being knocked around. And then the door opened and it slammed, and there's people in the hallway. There was a guy and his girl rolling around. They were beating the shit out of each other. Thai guy, Thai girl. They're beating on each other and fighting and screaming and yelling. And he looked outside, and they didn't care. They just kept fighting, and he just went, you know, I don't need this. And it was some Thai guy and some chick that was, you know, she was a lady of the evening, apparently. He seemed to think she was. Sometimes you can tell. You know, you can't always. And then that goes to, you know, that goes to the point of, okay, so what are you going to do? You're going to be one of those guys who goes, all women are whores. Well, wait a minute. If a chick buys you dinner and you go out with her and then you bang her, does that make you a whore? Does that make you a prostitute? Oh, Jesus. You know? I mean, come on. Get over it. So, you know, I hear all these guys talking about how they want to come over and they, you know, yeah, I'm going to come over there. And so many guys, especially when I didn't have a YouTube channel, so many guys that I met, I'd be like, wow, you know, I'd see the guy around like 2-3 years later and he'd be like, well, yeah, I haven't made it over yet, but one of these days, and you know, that one of these days shit doesn't cut it. When I get a message from a guy, and I think the guy Bruce, who was here the other day, Bruce is one guy, you know, Longhorns, you know, he comes over part-time, but still, who's the other guy? Well, Fidelity Quester comes over part-time. Well, Set to Stun, who is not in the chat right now, he told me, this is my plan. I'm going to come over at this time. Same with Bruce, and there's many, many subscribers who have done this now. You know, a couple of dozen. I'm going to come over here. And the vast majority of them who say, this is my plan. At this time, I'm going to come over. You know, I got this much coming in from Social Security. I got this much coming in from rental income. Do you think I'll be able to make it? Yeah, you will. Okay. How much you got, you know, stashed in case you need it for an emergency? Okay. Good enough. Those guys inevitably make it here. But there's a hell of a lot of guys. And I dare say that some of the guys who turn out to be trolls are probably guys who, for whatever reason, they just can't make it. Now, I mean, I'm always honest about it. I feel like I was really lucky because when I came, it was a different time. If I had come now, I probably wouldn't stay. It would be too difficult. But when I came, it wasn't. You know, this is the thing. I haven't been here for a year or two, or a month, or 3 years. You know, I've been here for, this is my 24th year. Hey, Tom, how you doing? Next year we'll start my 25th year. So a quarter of a century. And I forget, I think it's like in 6 or 7 years. Is that what it is? Yeah, 6 or 7 years. It'll be that I've spent, it'll work out to where I've spent half my life in Thailand. I've lived half my life in Thailand. So, you know, how have I done it? I'm no genius. I'm not some guy who, you know, has these magical powers and I know everything, and I'm just a dude who, you know, you set your mind to something. If you really set it to it, you do it. However you have to do it. You know. Oh, I got should have flossed better. Had some berries in my oatmeal today, and a little something stuck in the back there. So, you know, that's the thing, is that there's a lot of people who, they don't really make the choice. They don't make the choice, okay, I'm moving there. Okay, when? When's your deadline? And, you know, I've noticed something because I told Alex to make me a little musical piece. I don't know if I'll use it online here or not, but I'm looking around for different music to use as an intro, and a different kind of an intro. I've been looking for that for a while. And I told him his deadline. I gave him a deadline. I said, don't you be late. Don't you be late. You better have it done. And I'll tell you what, he's been working on it feverishly. He's been playing a lot more now because I gave him a goal. I gave him something. Instead of just sitting there and going, oh, well, you know, I'm going to play this, I'm going to play that. I don't feel like it. Now he's like, oh, I better get this done. So I think the people who they make their goal, they set their goal, they say, I'm moving there. I'm going to spend a month every year in Pattaya or whatever. Those people do it. Or maybe, I guess if you live off a trust fund, I guess if you live off a trust fund, you can pretty much do whatever you want if you got half a brain. But then, I don't know how many YouTubers here have a trust fund. You know, how much am I going to pay him? I'm not sure yet. Depends. But probably not more than 1,000 baht. I mean, you know, depends on how good it is and how I can use it and if he can expand on it or something like that, you know. I may tell him to make a song out of it. If he does something like that, well then, you know, I'll have to pay him more. You know, just for himself. But there are some other things planned with him and his playing and all that kind of stuff. So, you know, I don't want it to be only about the money. Because I think once you make it only about the money, I think it's a different dynamic that he'll have with his guitar. Right now he does it because he loves it. I wish I could say the same thing about YouTube. You know, I chose to do YouTube. I chose to do it, and basically I was completely, what's the word? Man, that's bugging me. I had absolutely no idea what I was getting into. And I definitely wasn't in it for the money in the beginning. Now the money's part of it because it takes up a lot of time. You know, I mean, and I was telling somebody yesterday, I think it was Lori, how I don't enjoy carrying around a big, heavy camera. And then in my backpack, I got 2 other cameras, or I got, you know, 2 lenses, something like that, 3 lenses, and batteries and this, and I just don't enjoy it anymore. It's just too much, and maybe it's because I'm getting old and fragile. I'm getting older, and I just don't feel like carrying all the stuff. But I don't know. I don't have the same get up and go to where I feel like throwing a whole bunch of stuff. So I have to do it, you know, with less stuff, with lighter stuff, which is fine. But it's still, you're going out there and you got to go out there and sweat and you got to bust your ass a little bit, which is fine. You got to be smarter and do things. You have to think things through a little bit more. But I chose to do it. And, you know, for the most part, I like it. I may not like YouTube itself. In fact, let me just tell a little story real quick here. I tried to get it to where I could have Dennis. You know, Dennis is the moderator. He is the longtime moderator. He is the man. In the beginning, you know, he was like me when I first came to Thailand, when I first started making YouTube videos. Yeah, he didn't know what he was doing. But now he knows what he's doing. And so I tried to get it to where he can be the guy who reviews my comments. But if you set it up to where you have a brand account on YouTube, then what it does is and you set it up where you have the brand, basically, and then you have to put your channel inside the brand. You have to connect them. So once you connect them, what it does is it moves the channel to the brand. But what it does also is it removes all the comments that you've ever had. So what's the point of that? So I'm like, what the hell's the deal with YouTube? Then I asked him, did you get your notification? No, I didn't get my notification. Did you click the bell? Of course. Okay, so, you know, YouTube as a company, I'm not even talking about the money, But YouTube as a company, in my opinion, has dropped the ball. The only reason that they are still what they are is because they got a head start on everybody, and they've got they're already set up. Yeah, I mean, it's like, okay, well, you're going to lose your comments if you transfer your channel, which is this channel, into the brand. So what's the point of that? And then what's the point of having notifications if they don't work? You know what I mean? So you got to deal with it, and that's the way it goes. Just like when you don't make as much money from ad revenue, guess what you do? You find other ways of earning money. And I've always been of the opinion that if you spend your time, you should be compensated. And which brings me to another point is that, if I make enough money before I go to Hanoi, which is really, I got about 10 days to set everything up. I really wanted to make some shirts, Hanoi to Ho Chi Minh or something like that, and have a nice design. I wanted to spend a little money and get a good design done, and then make some T-shirts and give them away and sell them. Whether I can do that or not remains to be seen, because the first priority is to make sure that I can do the trip, which I believe is not a problem. The more money I have, the longer I can stay. The longer I can stream and make videos from there and that kind of thing. And, I was watching some guy the other day, Jordan Peterson, who is leaving Patreon because of the politics involved, which is kind of scary. And so is I think Dave Rubin, and what's that other guy's name? Sam Harris. They're all leaving because all the lefties, they're getting pissed off. If you say one word, then you're banned, or you get suspended, or whatever. They hold your money. Which brought Jordan Peterson to say, hey, what's going to happen now? You're not allowed to drive on a street because you're a conservative or you're a liberal, and one group controls access to the road, and so they say, well, you don't agree with us, so you can't use the road. I mean, so it's got a bit out of hand. Which is interesting to me, because it really brings into question, do you really choose how to live your life, or are you stuck within the constraints of society nowadays and the whole system? Because if you think about it, you see little kids in church, in a mosque, in a temple, wherever. They've been told from a young age, this is what you do, because this is what we say is right. But the kid's not thinking for himself. So, when I say choose the life you want to live, there are certain choices you make that you definitely have a choice in the matter. But, if you don't like your job, you can always quit your job. You just don't like the consequences. Well, shit, I don't have the money in the bank right now to... Yeah, exactly. It's their way or the highway. You can't even talk about it. You can't look at the way they're dealing with things about the wall right now. They don't even want to negotiate. They don't even want to come to the table and talk. It's like, nope, too bad. Okay, well, if that's how you want to be, listen, then guess what? The government's going to stay shut down. And it's not going to be good for both parties. Personally, I could give a shit about all that stuff right now, because it's all a political game. And it doesn't really, at this point, it doesn't really affect me. But it affects people in the United States, and I'm an American. And so, in my view, I think, why is border security not a priority? Why is not telling ICE, why is this a priority? Is Cambodia or Vietnam the next Thailand? Well, it seems that Vietnam is probably next in line, but Cambodia has changed a lot. I mean, I haven't gone there in I don't know how many months, but it's been a good 6-9 months, something like that. And usually, I used to go all the time. It used to be the go-to place. I've been there more than 50 times, and I like the place. I just don't want to live there, And it's nothing against the people or anything. I just don't think it's developed enough. Now, Vietnam, I've only been there for one day each time. And it really wasn't even a full day one day. Well, whatever's going on right now isn't the answer, Bernard. It's not the answer now. People are coming in whenever they want, and a barrier certainly makes it more difficult. And also the fact that if somebody does happen to get in, guess what? They don't immediately get booted out. I mean, why? Get them out. I'm sorry. I mean, what's anybody going to do for me here in Thailand if I snuck in? They're not going to do anything for me. So why should America be expected to do more? Because America is the land of the free and home of the brave and all this other stuff? It represents freedom. Do I have any more water? My kid's not here. I got no assistant. Here's the thing. I don't know that the wall is really the answer. But you know what? I'd like to see. Well, I said something to somebody. I'm not going to get too into it right now. But, you can't fault the people really for trying to make a better life for themselves and coming over. However, I'll just say this. If you don't believe in a fence, well then, why don't you just let them come into your house and live there? Yeah. The U.S. should be always held to a higher standard. See, to me, that's bullshit. The U.S. should hold themselves to a high standard. Of course, every country should. And maybe every country doesn't. But the U.S. Should have a high standard, and guess what? For its people. For its people. Not for people that live out in another part of the world. Mind your own business. This is the whole thing. People stick their nose in other people's businesses and business, and it's just ridiculous. I mean, listen, I'm not saying you shouldn't help people. Of course. I think it's right. Good. Help people. Yes. But don't just say, oh, there's no borders, just come into our country and we'll do everything for you and we'll let you work and take over our country. Yeah, exactly. We owe nothing. How many times have we helped other countries? How many times? It's so ludicrous to me. And, the only thing is that I feel like, hey, I'm 56 years old. If I live, say, 15, 20, 30 more years, hopefully I'll never have to experience a world that has descended into complete chaos where I'm disgusted with the country or the government or whatever. Yeah, you know what I was going to say, getting back to the subject about choosing the life you want to live. If these platforms, let's say YouTube, Patreon, PayPal, MasterCard, Visa, whatever, the news networks, if they start pushing their own agenda, isn't that a form of propaganda? I mean, where has the news gone when instead of reporting fact, they report their opinion? Because I can look at Fox and CNN and I get completely different attitudes towards the president, towards the government. Well, you may be right, Richard. I mean, I don't know that I disagree with you, but and I don't think that the United States should jump into every war. But I just wanted to say something. I'm looking at this thing here. Now, this is on Fox. Seinfeld is the latest TV classic to offend millennials over jokes about soup Nazi, and the same-sex marriages. Seinfeld might offend young people. Not that there's anything wrong with that. Millennial-focused website Bustle, never heard of it, is taking heat for publishing a listicle that examines the reasons why Seinfeld would be a little too edgy in the modern climate of policing everything that isn't deemed politically correct. Comedian and author Tim Young told Fox News that the article is ridiculous and that it blows his mind how desperate people are to be offended with the attack on Seinfeld, the latest example. Seinfeld, which aired from 89 to 98, is widely considered one of the best programs in television history, but Bustle doesn't feel that way. Hopefully, most people can agree that comedy, even edgy comedy, doesn't need to alienate marginalized groups in order to make people laugh, Florio wrote. This is Angelica Florio. So this is some chick. A chick. A woman. A female. Thanks to more important misunderstandings of what political correctness entails and why being PC is important. It's less common these days to find jokes like the offensive ones that often played out on Seinfeld. I mean, I didn't find anything about Seinfeld ever to be offensive. Hey, Jared, what's happening? Yeah, well, that is another thing, Noodles, is that, this whole, you got to abide by the laws, and the law is that if you come into the country illegally, you're an illegal immigrant. Being illegal doesn't matter anymore. That's the point. That is why, okay, well, let's not let them in at all until they prove their value to the country, Yeah, Longhorns wants to build a wall around Texas because all of the Californians that are coming in. And, listen, before I moved to Thailand, I lived in California. And in the beginning, I loved it. When I first came to California, I loved it. I was like, man, this place is awesome. Progressive. Oh, yeah, great place, But the last, say, 5 years in the place, and I did notice some changes, I mean, I'll never forget. Now, this is just, who knows what the reason was for this. But I've never forgotten this when, I'm in some club at, I think it was the Sheraton, some little disco or something. I was having fun. My buddies are having fun. I was there with a couple of my buddies, and this is this girl, and she's, kind of standing there just at a table, and she's kind of looking at me, and I look at her, and I walk over to her, and I said, hey, you want to go dance? Yeah, okay. So we start dancing. She goes, I hope you know this doesn't mean that I'm going to fuck you. Honey, I haven't even started thinking about that yet because, I haven't determined whether you're at that level of hotness where I feel like, getting it in. I hadn't even thought of that because, like most chicks, it just doesn't, it hasn't happened all that often to me. I mean, I could count the number of times it happened on one hand where I saw a chick and we were instantly attracted and I ended up banging her that night. So, I didn't even think that, but I just thought, damn, pretty presumptuous. And I think that's kind of how, that's the steady decline. That's a sign of the steady decline as far as some females, in the United States or in the West. And that's why a lot of guys, they come to Asia. I didn't come to Asia because I wanted, to experience Asian women and, oh my God, I got to get out there, get away because of the women in the United States. I didn't do that. I mean, listen, was I always happy with them? No, of course not. Tell me one guy who's 100% happy with the woman that he's with. Like all the time, they never have a little tiff. They never, She never gets snippy. She never, has an issue. Tell me one guy, and I'll tell you a guy who's a liar. I got to get some water. Let's see here. Shit. All right, anyway. So, I'm just curious. Well, that may be because when you go there, the girls, they're looking to have a good time. They're going to get drunk. It's kind of like spring break, Many people, oh, come on, Bernard. I have some friends that, a lot of friends in California. I still have friends there, and maybe they're not my friend. Maybe they're my friends because they're not mean. I don't know. But you could say the same thing about many other places in the world. What do you think? You think that people in Thailand aren't mean? There's not many people that are mean? Oh, come on, man. Push yourself on the wrong chick and see how mean she is. Why is this way? That's not right. So I don't know that, come on, Bernard. How about you just say many people are mean? Take out California. It's just like saying many people in Thailand don't speak English. Okay, yeah, maybe. Well, that's a bad example. Many people in Thailand I don't know what I want to say. I don't want to get into that. I don't know. I've another Bernard generalization. I don't know. All I know is that, not only is it many people in California are mean, they are perversely mean. I don't know. Well, Bernard, come on, man. There are people in Thailand, there are people in Australia, there are people in America, there are people all over the world who are trolls. So, and they are perverse. So... the vast majority of those people are idiots. And, when I say an idiot, they're so stupid they don't even know how stupid they sound. You know what I mean? It's like it's like the George Costanza thing where, what was it about? He doesn't like bald women or something like that. And it's like, but you're bald! You're bald! And you don't like bald women? Because she's got, she's going through radiation. I forget what it was, that episode. It's been a long time since I watched the Seinfeld series, but yeah. That's a bit of a generalization there, Bernard. There are trolls from all over, believe me. Wow, I'm hiding? I'm right here. I'll be at Starbucks about 1 o'clock this afternoon, 1:30. I have a little bit of a meeting. So if he wants to meet me there, he can drive his ass all the way over there and come meet me. It's that simple. And you know what? He can disagree, and the trolls can disagree. That's okay. I guess I am begging. Yeah, I need $1 million. Okay. Like I said, I was being facetious, but, it's a business. It's not UNICEF. You fucking moron. And, the thing is, oh, wait a minute. Yeah, Dennis just did a boom, which is kind of like a... There you go, turd. Bye-bye. Well, you know, I mean, listen. You know who the biggest troll in Thailand is? And you know what I find so funny is, let me ask you something. Is Jordan Peterson or Dave Rubin or Sam Waters or La Vagabond, the sailing channel, or any of these, I mean, do you say that they're beggings? That they're begging? These guys are begging? I need $1 million. You know, I read something, I have to talk about this. I read something that this repugnant dipshit wrote about how he humiliated me. I just wait here. I'm not going to go out of my way for anybody unless there's some value to me. And believe me, with that turd, there's no value. So I'm not going out of my way. If he wants to come out and get some, then, you know, he can gladly come. And, you know, I'd be more than willing to talk to him or whatever. But, you know, and he's perfectly, you know, he's allowed to say what he wants. However, when he starts writing a bunch of bullshit about people, when he starts, like, beating up women and leaving bruises all over them and stuff like that, I think people don't like him. And this is the thing. He's not going to have anywhere to run. See, I go out places, nobody starts shit with me. I guarantee you, if he goes to Pattaya and he starts walking around, I believe that he's going to have a hard time. He will eventually run into the wrong person. And you know what? I want nothing to do with it. Okay? Thank you very much there, Michael. Appreciate it. Yes, he is a chowderhead. I heard one guy, and I'm not going to mention his channel, but, you know, I almost went to go meet the guy at his hotel just to talk to him. You know, of course, because I don't make threats. This is the thing. I don't threaten anybody. Because, first of all, it gets you in trouble. And second of all, I don't want to threaten anybody. Like I said, I'm old, man. I ain't got time for this shit. Where's the little... Oh, there we go. Thank you. All right, man. But, you know, since we're on the subject, you got a guy, and, you know, well, let me tell you something. If he comes here and he comes and gets some, that check's going to get cashed. Believe me. And I don't have to train a friggin' day for him. Not one day. Not one day. So, you know, he wants to come and talk to me today. I'm here. Come and get some. You big pussy. You coward. That's all you are. And you know what's so funny is it doesn't bother me. What really gets me is that this guy, he's a fat fuck himself, and yet he calls other people fat. Okay? I mean, how many 56-year-old guys are in tip-top phenomenal shape with a 12-pack? Gee. Not very many. I mean, listen, could I be healthier? Of course. But am I healthier than a lot of people? Believe me, I am. Okay? I don't have any problem going to the top of a temple that's 2,500 steps. I didn't have a problem with it. I did it. You know. I don't have a problem going rounds on the pads. You know. And this is the thing. He's chose the life he wants. To be miserable and bitter. Oh, I guarantee you he hates himself. He hates himself. And here's the thing. And Longhorn's made a very good point. He bitches about other people making money. Listen, so if I sell my books, I push my T-shirts, which I'm thinking about starting my T-shirt site up again, not just the one with YouTube, and putting out a bunch more shirts. That is if some people will buy them. I just have to figure out what. And also today I'm going to go and get myself an American in Bangkok mug, and I may be giving them away to certain contributors and selling them. Listen, I've always been short and stout, and, you know, guys like me tend to have a little bit more body fat on them, and, you know, you know, that doesn't really matter. All that doesn't matter because, you know, first of all, as much as I hadn't, as little as I said this when I was younger, Violence is not the answer, ever. Sometimes you have to use violence to stop something that needs to be stopped. But when you have disagreements, generally it's better just to talk. Because there's always somebody that's going to be bigger and badder than you. And this is the thing. You know, he's not going to bully me. Because if he wants to bully me, come bully me. Really, come bully me. And let's see what happens. Okay? But he will bully somebody. He will try to bully somebody like Rob or Sonny. And in Sonny, guess what happened? He got his ass kicked. And I saw the whole video. The whole video. And it's not bullshit. He got his ass kicked, fair and square. Okay? Getting back to what I was saying about Longhorn's comment, he made a great comment about how you got a guy going online bitching about how people earn money, and yet he doesn't earn his money. It's given to him. It's handed to him for no fucking reason. Other than he's lucky to be in the family that he's in. Exactly. Well, that's pretty much how I think they're, you know. Well, it's highly doubtful you'll ever see that video. But, you know, I no scared. Believe me. I'm not scared. Bring it on. Thank you, Bilal. Thank you again. You know, one thing I am going to do, and I will put it up on my website at some point, is I'm going to put a list of contributors on my site. You know, if they're like a 1-year contributor, 2-year contributor, whatever, I'm going to put them up on there. You know, their username. But, yeah, this is the thing. This is Thailand, man. That he's damaged. Yeah, listen, you know, I mean, like, I've talked about this with several people. The other thing is, you know, he bitches about people and their visas. First of all, nobody knows what visa I have right now. There's only a few people who really know the visa I have now, and it's none of anybody's fucking business what visa I have, except immigration. And all I got to say is I ain't worried. And yet you got him who, I don't know, I could be wrong, but maybe he's still living on a marriage visa, and yet this fucking doofus, and that's what he is, he's a fucking doofus, who, have you seen his fucking, he's joyful about, oh God, I got to, thank you, Henry, oh God, guess what, oh my God, I won. No, you didn't win, you dumb fuck, you ain't won shit. You ain't won a goddamn thing. You know. He's still married technically, apparently. I don't know. I could be wrong, because I don't know. I will say that. I am not privy to his private information, and that's fine with me. But I would think, my guess is he may still be married technically to the girl. Well, now, if he's married technically, guess what? Isn't that illegal? To have a visa like that when you live with some other girl? You're married, but it's only a marriage of convenience? Wait a minute. Gosh. And you know what? I'm sure that immigration could find that information out very, very easily. So, you know, and then to call somebody fat, he called Niall fat. He's called me fat. He's called me a fucking beach ball. He's called me all kinds of shit, which I don't give a fuck. I am what I am. If that's what I am, okay. Big deal. Because you know what it is? I have a family. And my family loves me. I have many friends. Many! From all over the world. Okay? All over the world. Now, I'm not going to say all of them love me. But most of them at least like me. So I have a nice circle of friends and family. This guy's got what? He has nothing. He's the fucking Eric Cartman. He's an evil Eric Cartman of Thailand. That's what he is. Stinky Twinkie, or hence known as the evil Eric Cartman. And yes, he appears to be mentally ill. And that's the thing. you know, I said something to Dennis earlier because I've been trying to get away from this shit. And, you know, people don't let me get away from it. And I'll be honest, there have been times when, you know, I see something, it pops up on my fucking YouTube, which really all I need to do is upload videos to my YouTube, go on the stream, get off YouTube. I don't need to watch a lot of stuff because every time I do, I get some channel presented to me. This guy's doing this. Oh, this guy's live now. And when I see his, and I hear some stupid title, I'm like, all right, you know what? I'll bite. I'll be the dummy. I'll check it out. And then I check it out and I'm like, oh, this fucking guy. Hey, Tom, how you doing? Thank you very much. Thanks. And you know what it's like? I think I told this, how did I put it to Dennis this morning? I said, it's like me getting upset with a mentally challenged or mentally, I don't know how you say it nowadays, a kid who's got, you know, serious mental issues. He spilled the milk, and I'm going to get upset at him. So, you know, like, I'm not really upset with the guy because I understand he's got these issues. You know, narcissistic, sociopathic behavior, maybe caused by mental illness. I don't know. And, you know, when I was a kid, I fell on my head. So, you know, I always thought that I'm a little bit different because I fell on my head and fractured my skull. And then I did it again, you know, I don't know how many years ago. And so I think at this point, like now, I just need to, and we just need to forget him. Because he's getting what he wants in that people talk about him. And I just thought about it the other day. I was talking to Longhorns about it. And he's like, why do you even talk about him? He's a nothing. He's a non-entity. And you see, in becoming something that somebody makes channels about and makes cartoons about, which are funny as hell. I mean, Niall's done some really funny shit about him that's dead on. And so has Quentin. And, you know, the fact that Prince wants to go to Rayong. I mean, you know, like, see, to me, like, it has nothing to do about the money. I could easily, you know, jump on a bus or take a taxi out to Rayong. But why? For what? For some kid who spilled milk? Who's whining to mommy? No, I don't think so. So, maybe he doesn't have the, maybe his brain is so damaged that he can't actually choose how he lives. He has to have this in order to live. And my thinking is if he lost his channel and he lost his girl, he would spiral into anonymity. And that would be a lot for him to handle. So, anyway, I want to choose how I live and stop talking about this fucking, this ugly turd of a person. I haven't met many people that are this way. You know, I have met quite a few people who have been depressed, who have been upset for long periods of time about things that happened to them. But they always turned it around. And, you know, I've met a couple of people who, well, I met one guy in particular who, he lived here in Thailand. He thought everything was, you know, I thought everything was great with him. Everything's going fine. Next thing I know, he did a header. This is many years ago. This is, I don't know, 15 years ago, 14 years ago. Did a header off of some hotel in Pattaya, another one of these guys. And, you know, I felt bad for him. Now, I'm not going to feel bad if that happens to one person in particular. I'm sorry, I won't feel bad. But not at all. I'll laugh. Because, you know, it's kind of expected. It's kind of like if you watch American Psycho, the movie, and you watch that movie and you go, hey, the guy's pretty intelligent, you know. He can seem very charming. What a nice guy. But he's a killer. He's a murderer. So what are you going to do? You going to feel bad when the guy dies, or if he died? He didn't die, which was, you know, what made it such a great movie. But, moving on. Let's move on. Last thing I was talking about was the propaganda, and I think that, you know, like, this is the thing. Fox, CNN, NBC. I can't stand this Joe Scarborough. Again, he's in the fucking news again. Richard. Oh, God. Now that I don't want to see. I mean, you know, I got to say something. And this has nothing to do with him. Well, you know, what happens is some guy goes and he thinks he thinks that, you know, some girl loves him, or some girl said she loved him and she took him for everything he had, and then he's got nothing. Or, you know, he thinks she's the girl of his dreams and he's never going to meet a girl like her again, and he finds out she was lying, and it devastates the guy. And then the guy's like, that's it, my life is fucked, because maybe he left and life wasn't great when he left. You know, this is the thing. If you leave America and you got child support, alimony payments, and you don't pay them, and then after 10 years you decide to go back, guess what? Those problems just followed you. You didn't get rid of them. You might have suspended them, but you didn't get rid of them. You know what I mean? So, you know, this is the thing. I think that some people come over and they think that the answer is here. The answer isn't here. There is an answer, and that answer is it's a change. It's a choice. Hey, I've got control of my life. I made a choice. One of the most prolific thoughts that I had when I got on the plane and I was flying over, when I decided to move here, I said, I'm moving, I'm done, was, you know what? All I have to do is make sure I have a roof over my head and food. Those are my responsibilities right now. I didn't have kids, didn't have a, you know, my girlfriend and I had split, and it was so freeing because I had made the choice to take care of everything that needed to be taken care of before I left. And, you know, there were some loose ends I had to take care of, but for the most part, you know, everything was taken care of. And it was so freeing to come over to a new country where you didn't have any expectations on you. You just do what you want to do. As long as you live a legal life. And legal, it could be de jure legal. Remember that phrase? De jure legal. Digital nomads are de jure illegal. Prostitution in Thailand, de jure illegal. Okay? Yeah, it's illegal. Okay, there's a lot of things that are illegal here. But they're de jure illegal. Which I love that phrase. Which just means that although it's illegal, the law is not really recognized. Unless you do something and they want to use that. You know. So, what was I saying? That was the big thing for me, is that once I got here, I thought, what do I have to do today? Now, after a couple of weeks, you know, I got to the point where I was like, well, I better have a little structure in my life. And I started studying Thai. And, you know, I had the routine down. It's a little bit different than when, you know, later on I came back and I was like, hey, I got to make sure the money keeps flowing in, you know. And it's the same thing. It's the same thing with me now. I mean, I have the same kind of a life. It's just, it's a different, I don't want to use that word dynamic, but, you know, I have different responsibilities. Now my responsibilities are to my kids. I just told my wife this morning, we're going to need to get better insurance. And really not for me. Because, you know, when it comes to me, fine. But when it comes to the kids and to her, you know, one of the things I love about Trump is that people are a lot easier to like if you can't understand what they're saying. Well, I do understand what they're saying here. But, you know, here, Myanmar, Cambodia, Indonesia, even Nepal, some of the places that I've went, all you really understand is that, all you have to really understand is just give them respect as a human being. And I really have had very, very few problems over 25 years. Let me see something here. Now, this is the other thing. You know, I'm going to Vietnam. I'm thinking about Indonesia or Japan or somewhere else later in the year, and then Africa, hopefully. But I got to talk to Chucky. And we have a few things to talk about. Yeah, hopefully that'll all work out. I'd like to go somewhere like Senegal. But, you know, here, I'm looking at this, and this is just the stuff that I put online. I mean, you got Khao Chang in Thailand, Songkhlaburi, you know, Klong Tui, when I helped Klong Tui Bang before he passed away. And then all the other places I've been inside Thailand. But then there's Burma, Nepal, America, Indonesia, Cambodia, Vietnam coming up. So, like, what am I supposed to do as a person? I could go and travel. I can go travel and go, you know, on a vacation, yeah. But it's not a vacation. You know. Say what you want. You know. I'm brown and wasn't bothered that much, which I liked. I guess they thought I was cheap. Well, you know. You know, I mean, like, listen, if you start saying things that are controversial, some people get pissed off and they can't. I understand. They can't, you know, believe me, I understand. They can't control themselves and they want to beat the hell out of somebody. And when you go to a different country, you're generally very, what's the word, cognitive, of, cognizant of making sure that you don't cross any cultural no-nos. You don't cross into, you know, an area that's going to be too controversial, or you're going to piss some people off, and they're going to, you know, listen, I went into a village of Rohingya when I went to Burma. And people were telling me that when I went, I was on the edge of where the Rohingya land kind of started, where the area started. And the Burmese were telling me, don't go there, they're going to cut your head off. Don't go there, don't go there. And of course, being the dummy that I was, or the adventurer, depending on how you look at it, I was like, that's rubbish. I don't believe it. You know. And so I went. And then when I went, I met a bunch of people who, basically, most of them were kids who kind of took me into the, they took me into the village. Yeah, I liked France, you know, and I did try to speak a little French there, and I didn't really have any problems until the very last day when the taxi driver came, and I was like running 5 minutes behind, and the guy kind of got pissed. But other than that, I had a great time there. You know, can't say anything bad about the country. I liked it there very much. But, you know, I went into the village, and I thought to myself, man, this is exactly where I want to be. This kind of a village, I'm completely different from everybody here. At least my culture, my nationality. And I wanted to hear what they had to say. And, you know, a couple of the people spoke Thai. And that was, you know, and then it was like, oh, this is a Burmese guy. He's part of the police. I'm like, oh, really? He's like, yeah, he's going to drive you back because it's really far. Because I had walked, I don't know, it was like 5 or 6 miles in the sun, and it was really hot. And the cop's like, I'm like, don't you have problems with it? No. And I guess the village, they kind of paid to the police or something. I don't know. That's the impression that I got, you know, that they were okay in that village. And the guy took me back. No problems at all. It was one of the best times I've had, you know, because I treated people with respect and I didn't go around flaunting a bunch of money. I did say to the kids there, hey, you know, can I buy a bunch of candy for all the kids or something? And I think I bought I don't know, candy or some pop or something. But I didn't spend more than like, you know, like $5 or something. So it was a really great experience. And, you know, I think this is the thing. Where's the tolerance? Listen, I don't like what a lot of people say. I'm not just going to pick on one guy here in Thailand. There are people that say stuff, and I just go, God, that's stupid. And I probably say stupid stuff, too. You know, there's stuff in the news. There's stuff on Fox that I hate. There's stuff on CNN that I hate. Hey, what's happening, Alvin? How you doing? No. Not too late. Not too late at all. Yeah, I got another good hour to go, or 45 minutes, something like that. We've covered a broad range of subjects today, but basically it all comes back to, you know, you live the life that you want to live. Not everybody has that option. You know, there are some people that they're stuck, and, you know, because of the way that their society's set up or whatever, they don't have a chance, you know. And those are the people I kind of feel bad for. But, you know, what am I going to do? You know, I try to help people whenever I can. I do the best I can when I'm out in another country. And, you know, I mean, I got a lot of grief for the one lady who walked up to me in Nepal and kept saying, money, give me money, give me money, give me money. And I was like, hey, wait a minute. Slow down there, honey. You know. And I said no. I ended up saying no because I had already given, like, you know, I had said I'm going to give like $100 over this trip. Something like that. It was like it was, you know, it was like 3,000 baht, or it was just under $100. I said, this is what I'm going to give to people. So I was giving people 100, you know, the equivalent of 100 baht, of $3 or so. And then she came up to me, and I already gave quite a bit of money that day because there was some kid I was photographing, and there were a bunch of kids that came up to me and stuff, and there was some girl who wanted me to buy something. And so I was like, no, you know, I can't do it. You know, I'm sorry. And, you know, then what am I supposed to do? I'm supposed to feel guilty? You know what I mean? Like, I got all kinds of shit. You don't let, you're a rich foreigner and you don't give any money. And I'm like, you know what? Shut the fuck up. No one is obligated. Let's put it that way. Okay? No one is obligated. Your obligation is to yourself. If you're out in the Old West and you're going down the river and you see some guy in the rapids and he's rolled over, or you see some guy, let's say that you're out in Africa, and you're out there walking, and you see some guy getting attacked by lions, and you got nothing in your hands, most people are not going to grab a stick and go over to a pride of lions and try to help the guy. They're going to get the fuck out of there. You know what I mean? Like, self-preservation generally comes first, because if you're not around, you're not going to be able to help. You know? Hey, folks, I have arrived. Yes, you have. You have arrived. So, I hear you're going to do a little trip with Lori somewhere. Oh, who's this? Alvin. Wow, thanks, Alvin. Thanks so much. Let's see if will it show up on the little doodad? Let's see here. Well, that's great, man. I think it's good. You see, I'll tell you what. There are a few things that I like about YouTube. You know, if I just stuck to my channel and stuck to uploading my videos, you know, stuck to uploading videos and streams, and didn't really ever watch anything else aside from, you know, typing in National Geographic or something like that, probably my impression would not be the same as it is now. Because now I'm like, there's a bunch of lunatics on YouTube. Except not at that insane reason. Yeah, that was pretty nice. I mean, you know, we were very fortunate with that place. I'm not sure, but my wife said she's got something else lined up for us, I think in February or something. I'm not sure. You know, I just let her take care of everything. I don't really get involved in all that. You know, if she comes through with a place and it's nice and it's great and, you know, fine. When we went to Indonesia, the hotel was okay. It was decent. It was a nice hotel. It wasn't, it wasn't bad and it wasn't great. But she got it because she was working. And, what are you going to do? It's perfectly acceptable to me. Listen, like when I go to Vietnam, not if, when I go to Vietnam, I was actually thinking of just like saying, you know what? I'm not making any plans. None. And all I'm going to do is go there. I got my ticket to go there. I don't even have my ticket to come back yet. I haven't bought it yet. I'm just going to go there. I'm going to cancel my hotel reservation. I'm not going to buy a Lonely Planet, and I'm just going to keep, because I had thought about buying a Lonely Planet, to Vietnam. Which, I've got Lonely Planets for all the countries, and rarely do I use them. I just look online. But I thought, oh, well, maybe, I'll get a couple ideas of where to stay, and I'll just decide when I get there what place I want to stay. And, it doesn't have to be high-end. I'll just go. No plans, just a rough outline. I need to be back in 2 weeks and try to do that. And I kind of like that. And there are plenty of places, Soy Dog Cowboy, on Koh Koot that are much cheaper than that one place. And it is a really nice island. It's the kind of place where you could stay. As long as you got good internet connection, you'd have plenty of stuff to, like, if you're bored, you could watch something. You could get bookstores to deliver. There's stuff to do. And I really like that place. That's actually, if you go into my forum, guys, if you haven't signed up, sign up now. It's a non-troll forum. You don't get in if I don't know you. And if you go in to the forum, Fidelity Quester put up a good poll about where do people like in Thailand best of all. And I answered the poll. I've been to Japan several times. I like it there, but, of course, it is a little pricey. Although you can get by, on far less than what you might think. Speaking of Tokyo, I'm going to bring up another channel, and this is a guy that I did meet here at one point. He came here, the guy Ryan from, what's his channel's name? Ryan Boundless or something like that. He came here to Thailand, and we did meet, and, he's a nice guy. We talked for a while and everything. And I guess now he moved from Japan to Kenya, of all places. And, I saw that, of course, the haters are out. Why is he moving there? Oh, God, he's got to have the black meat. Oh, he's got to have this. He's got to have that. Oh, Jesus Christ, man. How do you know what his motivations are? He might even, tell you what they are. But, he went there because he wanted to go there. So he chose what he wanted to do. Now, he may not like it there. Who knows? Or he may love it there. But he chose what he wanted to do, and I respect that. You know what I mean? And so anyway, in this forum, people were asked, and I think right now there's only like 3 or 4 answers, something like that. But, what's going on here? Let me see. Okay, it's still good. The stream's been nice and strong today. Oh, I got another, thank you very much. Who's this? Oh, I already said thank you for that. All right, great. Very, very nice. But a lot of people said by the beach. They want to stay by the beach. And what I put was, I could have chose Koh Koot, but I didn't. And there's a reason why I didn't choose Koh Koot. It's very nice. I love the place. But I'd like, a little bit of development, like in the city center, where you can go and maybe, you got to drive 45 minutes or something, and you get to a movie theater, or you get to a bookstore, or something like that. Yeah, I would like that. So I don't know where the answer is for that. Maybe it's Samui, but I don't like the whole mafia thing there, motorcycle mafia and the whole way that the island operates. But maybe you're going to have that no matter what, so you can't get away from it. Maybe it's just a Thai thing. I don't know. Oh, no. I can't ever admit that. It's just not going to happen. No. You know, you can go to the edge of Pattaya. You don't have to be, you know, down on, on Beach Road or Walking Street or something like that. You don't have to be there. There are nice places there. But for me, like, I think about the water. I think about the water and the sewage and the amount of filth. And I mean filth in many ways. And I just don't want to be there, man. You know? The problem is, you know, I've got caviar taste and I've got, like, mama noodle funds. You know, so it's not like I can just choose and go somewhere and go, well, I don't have to worry about the money. You know, if I didn't have to worry about the money, I don't know if I'd even be in Thailand. I mean, you know, maybe I would. You know, islands in the morning and bars at night. What islands are those? You know, I will say probably the best time that I have had in Pattaya was when I went fishing, because I went with my buddy and another guy, and everything was good, you know, between us. We were friends, and we went out. We went way out, you know. I mean, it was a full day of fishing on a chartered boat, and we caught some fish. And it's like as soon as the fish are caught and in the boat, the guy's, starting to cook them up, and he's filleting them and cooking them up and stuff like that. And that was pretty good. But that's me saying, thank you very much, Noodles. I appreciate it. And you know what? Let me just say something. It's better if you donate by PayPal, because they don't take 30%. Yeah, I hate monkeys. But I'm not going to bitch if you pay by Super Chat, believe me. I'm grateful for anything I get. Let me remind people of that. Yeah, I don't like monkeys. You know, there was the whole cow soak monkey thing. There was the thing when we were at the temple in Prajuap or Hua Hin. I don't remember where it was. They're nasty little critters. They're wild animals. And they're very intelligent. So that makes them dangerous. But that really doesn't have much to do for me with Pattaya. Pattaya is kind of like, it's a place that everybody should go. It's a place that some people will love and some people will hate. Or some people, like I think Longhorns, he didn't hate it and he didn't love it. He loved some things about it, like getting around was pretty easy. I gotta say, I just told my wife this today, okay? I haven't been in a taxi I can't even remember the last time I've been in a taxi. I cannot even remember. It's been weeks. Maybe when I was with my wife, I got this, what is it? Sabu, what is it, the name of that place? Sabu something or other. I can't even remember it now. It's the whole Tsukishi, something like that. I forget what it's called. What happened to that? I can't even remember now. I got Alzheimer. Now, this place is not where old people go. This is a restaurant in the inside, right when you walk in, Sabushi, I think that's what it's called. Right when you walk into the mall, Bangkok, Pattaya. Oh my God, Soy Dog Cowboy, are you talking about prostitutes? Oh my gosh, your reputation is going to suffer, man. What am I going to do? I've got a subscriber that loves prostitutes. Or girls. Gee, we're men! Don't all men well, not all men, but like, don't a lot of men love women? Yeah, I haven't taken a taxi in a while. I've either walked, taken the boat, taken the SkyTrain and subway, or motorcycle occasionally, but I haven't taken a taxi in a long time. And you know what? I'd say that my stress level is down a bit because I just don't have to deal with them. I don't have to deal with that attitude. And I think that the day that we didn't go. Actually, you know what? I don't remember the name of it. There's a place where they had the, what was it? The goat brain curry. Man, that place had, you don't have to eat the goat brain, but that place had the most fantastic food. I can see if I can get, how long are you going to be there for? And there's another place that's a noodle place that I put on camera. I can't remember the name of it either. You know, because like now, like after all these years of, you know, I've used Nanda as a guide and everything, and you know, now he's basically just a friend, you know. But he always, you know, we always hang out in Yangon, and he just knows where to go. You could go to, you know, you might want to go to, what's the name of that place? The 51st Street, the place that I streamed from. Oh, you got 2.5 weeks there. Yeah, so I can try to find, let me make a note of this here. I'll try to find out for you. What's the name of that place? The 51st, let me see here. Now, this is a Western kind of place, but they got really good food. Or they did. They have every time that we've gone, and they had great food when we went, and I streamed. What's the name of it? Pub? Restaurant? '50th Street Bar? No. Is that what it is? Is it? I thought it was 51st Street. Let me see. You know, the Bluetooth on my Mac has stopped working, and I've been able to fix it several times and get it started by restarting the computer and restarting the, you know, doing a few different things. But as of now, it's not working anymore, and I've got to use this new mouse. Well, I think this is the place, 50th Street. Let me see here. Where's the photo? Yeah, this is it. Let me see here. Where's the photos of the place? Locale. Let me just make sure this is it. Jesus, doesn't show me. I think this is it here, though. Wait a minute. Longhorns was with me. I think that's their website. I could have sworn it was 51st Street, but maybe I'm wrong. Let me see here. 50th Street. What was that? Longhorns, do you remember the name of that street that we went to when we went out and we were drinking? Well, you guys were drinking. I wasn't drinking. Oh, here we go. They got a Facebook page, too. Let me just see if this is the right place. I think it is. That's the one place. Let me see here. Man, it's really slow now. Yeah, this is it. Yeah, that's it. It's the 50th Street. a good place to go play pool. There's air conditioning. You know, they got music. They got, you know, Western food, stuff like wings and all that kind of stuff. I do like the Shan noodles. Let me see something here. The mohinga. You eat the mohinga, Bernard? I really like Burmese food. So, anyway, where are we at here? Yeah, this is it. All right. That's it. That's the one, but I don't remember the name of the street. Let me see here. See if I can remember. What is the name of that street? Oh, well, this is a little different. I don't remember the name of that place we went, and you know the chick was drunk, and she came over and you know tried to get in a video or whatever. Or she wanted to know why we were shooting video, and then she tried to get in it and all this other kind of stuff. 19th Street, I think, is the one that it was at. I'm not sure if that's it or not. I gotta ask Nanda. I never remember stuff like this because I don't have to. You know what I mean? Like most of the time, I don't have to remember this stuff. Yeah, go to the Strand by all means. Go there for like a dessert or a late night drink or something like that. Don't know how we got on this whole Myanmar thing, Bernard. Let me see here. Let me see if I can find this. I thought it was it 19th Street? Maybe this is, let me see here. Yeah, I believe it's 19th Street is the big street where we went walking. Let me see something here. Yeah. That's it, 19th Street. So if you go to 19th Street, there's just a whole street full of places to go. Squirrel? I don't understand what that means. Anyway, so Bernard is living the life he wants to live. He's in Myanmar. What behavior from tourists piss you off the most? Yelling and screaming at Thais for some reason. That's a pretty, or really, you know, I mean, listen, most Westerners, and I'm guilty of it, sometimes talk a little bit too loud. But generally, if I'm going to talk loud, it's because there's not that many people around me. But like if I'm in like inside of Starbucks, I try not to, or you know, some other place like that. I don't want to talk very loud. But like some people, they just, you know, they get drunk and they start going off, and it's, you know. But other than that, I mean, you know, I don't know. You know, I don't hang out around a lot of tourists. when I was on the trip to Khao and we went into the cave, which you can find in the videos. Just look up Khao. Oh yeah, that's a big one. Walking around without shirts on if you're not at the beach is a no-no. And chicks, like with their, I saw a chick the other day. She's walking with a bunch of foreign girls, like Western girls, and I thought she was Thai, and she's wearing these shorts, and I'm talking about the bottom of her ass cheek was hanging out. Now I wouldn't, if she was in America, I wouldn't think anything of it. But this is Thailand, man. It's a very conservative, say what you will about it and how people are changing. It's still a conservative country. And it's not very cool to have your tits hanging out and your ass cheeks hanging out. Does it bother me? No, because I'm not the one with my ass cheeks hanging out. But a guy walking around with his shirt off going into a store, yeah, that bugs me. Because that would bug me in America. It's like, unless you're down at the beach and you're in some little beach place, I don't want some dude running up next to me and rubbing his sweaty fucking belly or stinky armpits against me. I just don't want to. Jesus, bring a shirt. Even if it's a ratty shirt, throw the shirt on. You know what I mean? I don't know. It just, to me, that rubs me the wrong way. That is a good point, Soy Dog. Yeah, that's a pretty good point. And, this is the other thing. It's like, okay, if you're going to choose to live here, then guess what? You need to abide by the guidelines of the culture. You need to learn what they are. And one thing is not to have, if you're a chick, as much as I like tits, the thing is don't have your tits hanging out where your nipples are almost showing, and not expect people to, to look at you and be like, what the fuck, man? Like Thais. I mean, the Thais, sometimes, I saw the Thais yesterday when the girl, was it yesterday or the day before, where the girl was walking by and her ass was hanging out, and it was yesterday. Because all I did yesterday, as far as going places, I think I went, after working out, I went to have something to eat at the food court, and I think it was inside of Happy Land. I'm trying to remember, or right in between it. It was in between. The group of them started walking, and all the Thais were looking and going like, giving her like a look. And okay, she's the one who's got to deal with it, so it didn't bother me. And she had a good body. It wasn't like but it's not. A cultural norm to have your titties and ass hanging out and your stomach hanging out. I mean, listen, Thai chicks, they walk by and they're wearing some shirt and their stomach's showing. A lot of them will wear something over the half top so that, you see the belly, but you don't see their sides, and you're not looking at their arms. I know many, many women who, they won't go outside if their arms, they won't wear a tank top. They just won't. Well, if you got a panhandle in Bangkok and sit on the street and ask for money, it's time to go home. God forbid I ever get to the point where I feel that bad. Like, oh my God, I'm going to have to go on the street and beg for money. Because to me what that shows is either you have no support system. Because generally, a family and a person with a family that has at least some means and some friends is going to at least try to be able to raise the money for an airline ticket to get back home. Because then there is no support system here, as far as there's no place where, aside from, okay, I'm going to go sleep in the temple. So, I don't know. I mean, I don't want to judge, but I do know that there was one guy in particular that was out on the street, and I think he had some problem with his foot or something. It was infected and was really bad. And he raised a bunch of money, said he was going to go home, and then I guess he got found out in Japan or some other country. He was doing the same thing, and he never got himself taken care of. And people went nuts, you know. And, you know, just I have to say this because, you know, there was a comment from some shithead that lives in Thailand. The only guy I'd ever call a shithead, really, Westerner, who said something about when I was in the hospital, I went and was begging for money. And first of all, just to be clear, my insurance paid most of what had to be paid, and my wife and I paid most of what had. I think I might have made in the course of being in there for over 3 months, I might have made $200 while I was in the hospital, something like that. So, you know, to me, it's like to say something like that just shows what a dummy you are and how much you think you know. You know, the guy I used to work with before told me the true dummies think that they're really smart and they know everything when really they know shit. That shows you what a true dummy is. So we know who that is. Mine is when you're standing in line for something and tourists ignore the line and just cut up front, i.e. Russian and Chinese. Yeah, that bugs me, but it's not only them. Thais do it too. Thais do it a lot. The Chinese, what bugs me about the Chinese is that they have no concept of space. They just will walk right in front of you. I mean, it's happened to me many times when I'm getting ready to take a picture. It's just me standing there by myself. There's really nobody around, and then all of a sudden somebody comes and from out of nowhere and just walks right. Oh, duh, duh. It's like they don't even know where they are. They have no social awareness. Dunning-Kruger effect. I think I've heard of it, but I don't know what it is. Dunning-Kruger effect. Cognitive bias in which people of low ability have illusory superiority and mistakenly accepts their cognitive ability as greater than it is. So should we start calling him Mr. Dunning-Kruger? I kind of like the repugnant gonad best of all. That's pretty funny. Oh, God. Thank you for that. Where am I? Are you telling me that nobody matched Noodles $5? I mean, I might have to donate $5 to myself. So that he matches me. It's too bad it wasn't like 500,000. I'd like make up some fake invoice or something and then say, yeah, now I'm at my $1 million. You know, you see, I'm trying to raise $1 million here. Don't you guys know this? I've got how many days? What do I got here? I don't even know how many days I have. Come on. You know, I don't like using a freaking wired mouse. 3,651 days to go. All I got to do is, how much does that work out to per day? Come on, you cheap bastards. I drank in front of those shops run by grandmas and people looking at me funny. Is drinking looked down upon? In front of what shops? I don't know what shops you're talking about. You know, drinking in public is, you know, it's kind of like anywhere else. People don't like... Now, if you're just walking down the street drinking a bottle of whiskey, that's a little different. You know. Listen, if he wants to send it, he can send it. If he doesn't, he doesn't have to. It's all right. You know, I appreciate it one way or the other. You know, Noodles has been on here for a long time, just like you, Richard, and some other people here. Those shops that old people sell beer, cigs, etc. Well, I mean, you know, like, listen, if you go in and you buy a beer and you pop it and start drinking it in front of their shop, they may look at you a little strange, but most of the time they're not going to say anything. They're not going to be like, oh, what a piece of shit. Maybe you just want a cold beer. You don't see many Thais doing that, though, you know. So it's, you know. Was going out, but I made a mistake on New Year's Eve and left the downtown area. Very hard to get back in. Today is Independence here. Okay, well, you're a little off the subject now, Bernard. I want to stay focused. Yeah, so, you know, I think as far as the whole tourism thing and how tourists are and what we expect from them and what we think of tourists and everything. You know, tourists are always going to be tourists. Arm around the waist annoys you? You know, I don't know. Sometimes, I guess, what really annoys me, I'll tell you what annoys me, is the, you know, making out in public or something like that. You know, or like, you know, like holding your hand on the girl's ass or something like that. It's like, okay, listen, just go back and get a friggin' room. If you're going to mac on the chick, you know, I mean, it's one thing if you're inside of a go-go bar and you're drunk off your ass and you got some chick straddling you and she's making out with you and you're in the corner and there's, you know, 10 people in the whole place and people are just having a good time. 20 people in the place and they're having a good, that's one thing. You know, listen. Who's going to bitch, you know, a bunch of horny guys. But you go out in public, and here, you know, PDA is kind of frowned upon. In Thailand, it is mostly holding hands. There's not a lot of people who walk with their arm around their girl. Although I do see some... oh, God. 100 baht? God, what was she, a freaking... What was she, a troll? You know, I don't even watch any of these, like, movies like Harry Potter and stuff. I don't know what all these words are for these little animals or people that are like, you know, trolls or what was it? You know, like Shrek, you know? I asked for 200. Oh, God. Can we not go in that direction? You're starting to sound like Beyond Trinity. What are you trying to do? Disgust me? I don't get that, you know. And let me tell you something. Let me tell you something about Nickelback. I got no idea what their music sounds like. I have never listened to them. Not at all. Not at all. And from the sounds of things, all right. Oh, shit. Listen, Richard Cook just put in an ogre, yeah. Noodles, you owe $5. Richard Cook just put 155, what? 155 and 29 satang into the doodad. Let's see here. I don't know why it didn't go through. Well, it went through in PayPal. Where are we at here? Man, this thing is bugging me. I'm using this mouse that is my kid's mouse, and it's just not very good. $55.29. All right, let's put this in here so he can get his little guy to dance. He can get the little. Maybe this is like the little guy that dances is kind of like the one who offered a BJ to Longhorns for 100. Boom. There we go. Did I say the haircut looks good? Looks a lot younger. No, you didn't. Noodles, if you don't pay, we have no choice. Let me see here. Uh-oh. What's going on here? Why is there a glitch with PayPal? I don't know. There's no glitch anywhere. I guess maybe it depends on where you are. I don't know. There's no glitch with anybody else because I've got 1, 2, 3. I got two PayPals from Richard and 2 PayPals from other people. So I've got 4 PayPals today. So the glitch is on your end. Anyway, where were we? Okay, okay. I am not a crook. I am not a liar. Oh, God. Longhorn's is falling asleep. Dennis, I know Dennis is probably like, he's sitting there in a half, what do you call that? He hasn't hit the REM zone. I don't know what you call it. It's technically not a haircut. You know what? I don't like this part. Used to be good when I was younger. And my hair used to be good. But now, I don't like having a beard and no hair. You know. It's one or the other. You got to have a little hair and a little beard. Or you got to have a big beard and a little hair. You got to have some hair. You know. Where are we? 100 baht blowies will put you back. Will put a guy to sleep. No hair and beard. I don't like it, man. Not anymore. I gotta have some stubble. I did this. I shaved last night for the wife, and I fell asleep. I was like, all right, I'm gonna shave again for you. And I fell asleep. A timeline for the new book. Well, I've been working on it. This year I told myself I'm going to get like 3 books done. So I would say a couple of months. But I need to get it done because you know what? I need to focus on my writing. I think I'm a better writer than photographer, and I think I'm a better writer than YouTuber. And you know, this time I want to get like a professional editor to go through the book. And you know, it's a bit different because it is fiction, but it's based on, you know, like most fictions or many fictions, it's based on fact. So, where do I see Thailand in the future? That's a tough one, man. I mean, I think the infrastructure is just going to continue to get better and better and better. But I don't know that I like the direction that it's going in now. You know, for me, historical novel. I don't know that I like the direction that it's going towards. I mean, you know, I don't think that Thailand should prohibit people. I'll be honest. I think, you know, like, listen, if they did what India did and they stick to it, I think they need to adhere to some of their guidelines a lot more, more strictly. but that's my opinion, and it's their country, and this is the way that they operate. You know, and I mean, like, if they say, okay, you're only allowed 6 months a year in the country, like India, for example, well, then you only allow the person in for 6 months out of the year. The way they have it now is a Thai way, which is fine. You know, I don't disagree with it. I just think that, you know, if they're going to progress, that maybe they're going to have to do some things differently. Maybe that's just one start. And also, you know, I'd like to see them make it a little bit easier for guys who are married and have kids. And, you know, I mean, like, it's not difficult for me, but it's like, I shouldn't have to do anything at this point. You know, in my opinion, I shouldn't have to do anything. I mean, you know, once you're here for 20 years, I think it's like, okay, well, you know, he's got a couple of kids that are closing in on 20. They should make it a little easier to, maybe they should follow the Singapore example, or they should do, you know, they should follow the examples of other countries, maybe. I don't know, you know. Okay, I will only do 6 months this year. That's not the point, Bernard. I mean, I think, you know, you have a valid point in what you say. And, you know, like Longhorn says, okay, well, I'm here 6 months. I'm getting out for another 6 months at least. Then I'll come back. Okay. $5. I mean, you know, it's $1 million. The goal is $1 million. So, you know, I'll take whatever you got. But $5 is what you said, and that's fine. That's more than fine. It's appreciated as it is, Richard, as always. Almost any country, if married legit, should be able to stay. Well, I mean, you know, like, legit. Not like, hey, I'm married, and guess what? I'm living with another chick. And I still got a visa that's a marriage visa, an O visa. That I don't think is acceptable. You know, but how are they going to know? You know, how are they going to know? You know what I mean? Like, and, you know, then it comes down to, okay, well, so if somebody wants to live here and they want to live here that way, I don't think that people should snitch on that person, because I'm not for that. You know, I'm not for the whole, you know, I'm going to rat on this person, I'm going to rat on that person, because then you're, you know, you're just like somebody in, you know, who promises to be in the mafia for all their life, and then they rat on everybody. You're either in or you're not. You know what I mean? You're either a snitch or you're not. You know? I do the 6 and 6 as well. Yeah, I don't know. You know, I haven't really looked at all the, you know, because I haven't had any trouble staying here for a long, long time, and I won't have any trouble this year, and I won't have any trouble next year. I'm not going to have any trouble. I'm fine when it comes to that. But, you know, I think that if they followed, you know, I don't know. See, I don't know the exact laws in Singapore and stuff like that, or Hong Kong, or any of these other places. I know that Indonesia is a bit difficult to actually live there, but even to become a resident here is very difficult. It's not simple. There's a lot of things you have to be able to do, and there's not many people that get approved every year. It's only 100 people per nationality. You know. Ooh. Yeah, I'm a bit bummed right now because, damn it. This was a very, very nice top-of-the-line Mac when I first bought it. Now the touchpad is starting to go out a little bit. It's, you know, well, not a little bit. I can use the touchpad, but if I have to push, it doesn't work. So I've been using my, what do you call it? I don't even know where it is now. My Magic Mouse. And now the Bluetooth has gone out. So I'm going to have to get it fixed because I couldn't fix the Bluetooth myself. I fixed it. Hey, redirect. What's happening? Excuse me. I fixed it myself. I'm going to assume that this is Mr. Noodles. And I could be wrong. Am I correct, Noodles? Thank you very much. He actually coughed up double the amount that he promised, so you can't. Hey, man. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Following the storm doesn't look too bad. Yeah, I heard about the storm, but, you know. I don't know where I was. I'm completely lost now. Where are we at for time? Wow, we're over 2 hours already. We'll give it another 10 minutes. Close the show. You know, I wanted to put, for the record, just so everybody knows, I'm going to be making some changes. And I've said this before, but there's quite a few changes that I want to make that are going to be better for people. Like I said, I'm going to go and get, listen, I mean, it's a mug. I'm going to go check out, I really would like to get a good design of a t-shirt that shows something from Hanoi to Ho Chi Minh, and maybe the places that I plan on stopping. And then I'm going to get a mug today made that says an American in Bangkok, but I need to make sure that I put the website URL on there. And then I've already got the t-shirt, but I got to put the URL on that too. I want to put that because I didn't have that done before, and start giving these things away to people who are Patreon patrons and who are members of my site, and selling them, for people who don't want to be or who just want a shirt or whatever. So those are a few little changes I want to make. But right now, all my attention's on Vietnam. I'm like, man, it's been a while since I've been to a place that I'm not real familiar with. So it's a little out of my comfort zone. It'll be a little different, which I'm looking forward to. These times are a-changing. Yeah, they are. Listen, somebody wrote me today and said that, where's he at? Did I put it away already? Let's see here. Where's that guy at? Oops. Oh, wow. PayPal. Right, okay. Man, this mouse is just a pain. Jesus. Okay. He's been thinking of going to Thailand in May. I've been there a couple times in 1988 and 1993. Wow. Young people aren't as mature as most of us when we were that age. Well, I wasn't all that mature when I was real young. I still don't know if I'm real mature, but I would say he's right. I know what he's saying about, the whole millennial thing and all that. I enjoy listening to you. It's like listening to myself. So that was a nice message that the guy sent me. Well, I didn't see this. I'm just seeing it now. 50,000 tourists flee Thai islands. Others left stranded ahead of tropical storm Pabuk. Let me see something. One other thing here. Samui. Oh, what? Yeah, I forgot all about that. I forgot all about these things here. Some of you will like it. Huh? Like what? Okay, so I went over the Seinfeld thing. Oh, here's the thing right here. I never understand this. Unruly JetBlue passenger forces emergency landing. Spits on arresting officer's face. And they show a mugshot of this guy, and he's got a big, bruise over his left eye. It's like a red mark, like they slammed his head into the chair or something. And he looks like, I don't know, he looks like he's probably I don't know. He looks like he could be pretty nasty. But it basically was this guy he took JetBlue from San Francisco to New York, and they stopped in Salt Lake City because he was aggressive, and I guess he was drunk. It says he was charged with disorderly conduct intoxication, resisting arrest, and assaulting and arresting officer. Who does that on a plane? Who does that? Bernard, what are you talking about? You will like it. I don't understand. And here's the one. Is this the one? Yeah, this is the one I like right here. Let me see something here. What's going on here? Anybody? Maybe I'm not updating. I'm going to read this one last little article that I liked, that I saw, and call it quits. Call it a day. I got a meeting, and I also have to go to the gym. I don't have to, but I want to, and I'm going to. What is this? Wow, 5,000 drunk driving cases in Thailand. The worst. Wow, thank you, Mr. Parker. Thank you very much. You will like it. Oh, okay, thank you. Yes, I do like that. Thank you very much. Drunk guys in Samuel Jackson do that on planes. Yeah, Dusitani closing after 50 years. Yeah, I heard that a long time ago, actually. That they're closing. And, you know, that kind of sucks. I mean, I went the very first time my mother came to Thailand with my sister and her kids. My wife, Alex and Nicholas, we all went to the Dusitani and had their buffet, their breakfast buffet, and it was great. Really nice, but I mean, Dusitani's a nice place, and it's kind of, you know, too bad that they're closing, but that's the way it goes, you know. Listen, I've been looking forward to seeing what happens to the area near my house. What do you call it? It used to be Bangkok Fresh Market, or just the Bangkok Market. Actually, Happyland Market. Sorry, Happyland Center and Happyland Market. Happyland Center is still there, and they're doing things to it, and it still, to me, is third rate as a, you know, mall. It's kind of like, you know, the $1.99 or 99-cent store. They got lots of places like that, and I don't know. I just don't like the place all that much as a mall, as to shop. But anyway, they destroyed the Happyland Market, the fresh market where I used to buy the coconuts and a lot of my fruit and stuff like that. They leveled the place, and I had planned to do a video about that. I don't know why I didn't. But I think maybe what I thought was, oh well, hopefully in the next next 6 months they'll have something up. No, I don't know how far it is, at least a couple hundred yards. The whole area has been just completely leveled, and it's just dirt and mud right now. And it's all fenced in. So I'm thinking that maybe what they're going to do is, you know, they are going to build some condos apparently, and apartments. But they're going to probably build something else there. And I'm waiting to see, oh, well, what are they going to put up, you know? So it'll be interesting to see, you know, how things change here. I mean, there's nothing really, I mean, you know, we don't have a say in it. We don't have a part in it really here. So it doesn't really matter to me. But, you know, eventually we're going to move from here. And maybe it'll be when the kids are in college. Maybe it'll be afterwards. I don't know. You know, top 3 neighborhoods for people under 30 to visit. Oh, come on, man. I don't know. In Bangkok, I'd say, like, you know, RCA. You can go to Khao San. I'm not, you know, under 30, but what's that other place? There's one place that, oh, I can't remember the name of it. Not Bang, was it Bang Kwang? Not Hui Kwang. There was another place. Oh, you know what? If you go down to Tonglor, there's well, I'm not talking about nightlife areas like that. If you go down to Tonglor and then you turn towards, what is it? Prakanong. You go in towards Prakanong. There's some streets in there, and there's a little area that's just full of like little Thai bars and, you know, like sushi places and bars and karaoke's and stuff like that. That's all right. And then there's that other place. Is it Chok Chai? Not Chok Chai. Where is it? It's right around here. Actually, I can't remember where it is, but I'm trying to think. I think it's on not Ramkhameng, but the next street over. And if you keep going down a ways, there's a lot of places like, you know, Thai restaurants, outdoor restaurants where, you know, people buy bottles of whiskey and stuff like that. I don't know. You know, I mean, man, I'm not under 30. I haven't been under 30 in 30 years almost. So, hard for me to say. Anyway, wow. Today's been a good day. Today was a good day. I didn't have to pull out my AK. Something like that. What's today? Friday? Yeah, I think, you know, if I stream on Sunday, I don't know if I'm going to stream on Sundays or Mondays. I don't know what's a better day, to be honest. Because I really didn't want to stream more than 2 times. Maybe 3 if there's something special going on, like, you know, I'm on a trip somewhere or I'm going somewhere really cool. But I'm thinking about the 6th or the 7th. See, the 7th, if it's a Monday morning, it's a Sunday night in the States, which is where the majority of people who watch are from, who watch the channel. And what that means is Monday morning is easier for me to get around. Well, Monday afternoon, Monday like 11 is easier for me to get around. If I want to go somewhere, I don't have a problem getting up, you know, at 4 o'clock and going and catching the first boat and being one of the first people and sitting on the boat and having some space and going somewhere from the boat because I don't have to sit in traffic. Sunday, maybe Sunday be all right too. I don't know. It depends on what the wife and the kids want to do on Sunday, but I'll either stream. This is the plan. Better write this down so I stick to it. I'm going to stream Sunday or Monday, and then I'll probably stream on Thursday, which will be, Thursday is the 10th. And then I'll be in Vietnam on the 14th, early in the morning. So on the 15th, I'll stream. I don't know if I'll stream early in the morning or not. The 15th is a Tuesday. And then hopefully by Saturday, I'll be to Hue. And I'll stream in Hue. So I think, so just to finish up here, I think the plan for me is to go, I'm not going to go to Sapa because it's too expensive to go up there, and it takes a lot of time. I mean, it'll take up some time, and then I'm basically just going up and then coming back down, and I don't really want to do that. I want to go Hanoi to Ho Chi Minh, so I think I'm going to go to Hue and Da Nang, Nha Trang, and then I'll go to, I thought about the lot. I'm not sure about the lot. It's a bit out of the way for me. It depends. You know, like, you know, we'll see. I have an idea how much everything costs, and, you know, maybe I will. There's an island, I forget the name of the island Lori was telling me about yesterday. Maybe I'll check that out if I can. But right now, tentatively, it's Hue, Da Nang, Nha Trang, and Ho Chi Minh. And then definitely go out to the Mekong Delta. So that the lot, I think, is part of that. I don't know, or it's on the edge of it, I think. Let me see here how far. I don't think it goes all the way over, but I could be wrong. The Lot or Mekong Delta. So it's not. The Lot to the Mekong Delta. Well, that's another thing I could do. You know, this is what I mean. Like, I don't know. I'm going to have to see. Maybe I could go into the Lot and... okay, explore the Lot, then go to Ho Chi Minh. Day trip to... Well, that's not the Lot to... Yeah, anyway. All right, so I'll have to see what I'm going to do. But, you know... yeah, you're still on. Yeah, I'm not going to be... Oh, yeah, I heard that. I heard that. So I don't know about Nha Trang. I remember her telling me that yesterday, and I was like, oh, man. I like being places where there's not as many people. And when you go to, you know, Hanoi or Ho Chi Minh, of course there's going to be places. Hue even, there's going to be some places. But I may have to give that a pass. I don't know. Let me write this down here. I don't particularly like tourist areas, you know. Well, Holly, what does that have to do with Vietnam? I'm just curious. Absolutely nothing to... I mean, there's Russians and Germans in Phuket. And Swedes and, you know. Well, thanks, Tom. I appreciate that. Yeah, Bangkok had a lot of tourists. Guess what? I don't live among them. And I don't usually visit the tourist areas very often. So, you know, that's fine with me. You know what I'm saying? Let me see some. What was that chick's name? I have to see this. I mean, so much they're like an institution like Americans in Cancun. Well, I've been to Cancun. I was there, God, how long ago was that? 30 years ago? 28 years ago? Yeah, let me see something here. Oh, Jesus. How many? Oh, my God. Bad Baby Backup. That's what I'm looking at right here. I was going to... Well, let me get one thing at a time here before I sign off. Yeah, I went to Senor Frogs in was it Mazatlan? And I went to Cancun, and I went to, what's the name of the place where, what's his name has the Sammy Hagar has the tequila place or whatever, the bar. What's the name of that island or area, rather? Can't remember. Cabo. Yeah, that's where I went. I went Cabo San Lucas. I went to Cabo San Lucas, Mazatlan, and whatever else I said. Mazatlan. I can't even remember what I said, you know. Cabo San Lucas, Mazatlan. No, not Acapulco. I didn't go there. I can't believe I can't remember it. Oh, my God. Let me see here. What is it? Puerto Vallarta. Whew, man, I'm worried about myself. Uh-oh. What happened? Did I hit the button? Oops. Sorry. Hit the wrong button. Anyway, so yeah, that was it. Puerto Vallarta, Mazatlan, and Cabo San Lucas. I went to all those places many years ago. And there weren't that many tourists, but when I went to Senor Frogs, and we got shit-faced, that was, you know, there was a lot of tourists there. All right, what was I going to say? Oh, I was just, I almost said, how about that? I said something like that, right, just a few seconds ago. And it made me remember the girl The one who, I think she was on Dr. Phil or some show, and she said, "Catch you outside, how about that?" And my kids were just like, she's like the little, what was the little girl from Hong Kong or whatever that was supposed to be so rich, and it turned out to be a big joke. That girl who says, "Catch you outside, how about that?" She's got, where is it at? 869,402 subscribers and only has 65 videos. Unbelievable. I mean, that's just unbelievable. Well, she has grown up a little bit. Holy moly. Cash me outside. Oh, man. Unbelievable. Anyway. Lil Tay. Yeah, that's the one. Lil Tay. Yeah, my kids know, my kids know all about these YouTubers and stuff, but they know them. They know, like, new music. They're the ones who keep me up to date a little bit. A little bit. Not all that much, so. But Lil Tay, yeah, she was the one. I mean, basically it was all a setup, which, I mean, if somebody's smart, I've seen a few guys on YouTube that, like I just kind of stumble onto their channel somehow. I'm like, oh, what's this guy about? And then, the one guy, I don't remember what his name is, sitting in front of some Ferrari, talking about how rich he is and how he got all his money and all this kind of stuff. I'm like, okay. Listen, I mean, I'll be honest. If I ever raised $1 million or earned $1 million, let's put it that way. To me, it's a little better. If I created content, or if doesn't matter what I did. I sold some product online, or if I opened up a store and, sold the rubber duckies, and I made $1 million, and I had $1 million in cash, that money would go to work for me. And I would be, no, not Ty Lopez. I've heard of him, and I don't particularly like that guy, but whatever. I don't know the guy, so I can't say I don't like his persona. But, $1 million is not that much. But, like, say I got to $1.2 million. I would I would be frugal, and I would just be sure I was comfortable. I would not be over the top at all. I wouldn't go out and buy a $40,000 Rolex or a $300,000 car or, $2 million house or something. I wouldn't do any of that. I'd just live the same way I do now. Okay, thanks a lot, Richard. Yeah. Well, it's been fun, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, actually, there was no ladies on today. Lori apologized in advance. She's working. Is there any way you can sell your channel? I doubt it. I don't know. I'd rather sell like a domain name or something like that. You can actually make money selling domain names. You got the right domain. The 64 million bot question. How can I make money without a trust fund? How can I do that? Wow. Let's see. I'll write another book. Put out YouTube content. Wow, you can make a little bit of money from that. You ain't going to get rich from it. I mean, listen, I was going to put 50 million up as a joke. I was going to put $50 million as the goal. The only problem is that when you calculate the days, for some reason, Streamlabs, they must have never had anybody put that in, because what happens is if you calculate the number of days, it adds like 6 zeros to the end of the number of days. And 1 million was the most I could get in there that showed the actual number of days I wanted in there, which I believe, let me see something. I believe it's 10 years that I put up there. 3,651 days to go. Yeah. So it's 10 years. That's a 10-year goal. So that's $100,000 a year. Yeah, baby. Let's do it. All right. Dennis, I don't know where you are, what you're thinking. I don't think it's going to get that much more inflated. I just don't. I think it's pretty. It's going to stick where it is, or the dollar is going to get stronger against it a little bit. I don't think it's going to fluctuate all that much. But anyway, Dennis, I don't know if you're still here. Longhorns, Richard Cook, Soy Dog Cowboy, Noodles, thank you very much. Bernard, thank you. Don't get scared of cockroaches, smash it. Let's see here. Michael, Rajpal, Holly, Tom, Henry, Redirect, of course, Redirect. Man, it must be freezing up there. I know that some people are freezing right now. I'm not going to mention any names, but I know they're freezing. I think I named just about everybody. John. And, of course, me. I have to thank myself. So, anyway, I guess that's it for today. Thank you all for joining me. Hopefully be able to join me the next stream, which should be Sunday or Monday. I will let everybody know. Via Twitter. I'm going to switch to Twitter for a while. The only people that are going to have the access to contacting me via email are going to be the people on Patreon and the members who have contributed in one way or the other. Everybody else can contact me through Twitter at Scott Mallon. And it's just going to make things easier for me. I'm simplifying. Well, Alvin, you've already contacted me many times. You can, and you have contributed, so you can contact me. No problem. Yeah, following me on Twitter would be good, but if you don't have Twitter, which some people don't, that's fine. Then you're not going to have any problem. Alvin, you won't have any problems getting a hold of me. You ever want to talk about something online, just send me a message and I'll get back to you. I do remember people who have contacted me before, who've contributed to this channel, who've been following me for a long time on this channel. I do know. It's not like I don't know. And that's why I've made the forum like an invite only. Well, thank you very much, Cambo TV. Appreciate it. I do know the people. Oh, yeah, I forgot the little guy's going to dance. There we go, Cambo TV. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. If you want to go into the forum, if I know you or know of you or whatever, as long as you're not a dirty troll, then you get to come into the forum. And, there's things we can talk about or whatever. So that's nice. It's always nice. Anyway, that's all I got. Until next time. What is it I say? Until next time, I'm Scott. I am... Oh, I need to start playing the music, huh? The outro music, see? I am an American in Bangkok. I need a radio show, man. That's what I need. Let's see, can I do this? Yeah, I think so. All right. There we go. See you later, Redirect. Take it easy. Thanks to everybody. Even the trolls. Take it easy, Cambo TV. Appreciate it. Dennis must be asleep. Longhorns too. He's laying there on his bed in his underwear. Tom, take it easy. We'll talk to you later. Thank you. That is all. Elvis has left the building.